Affairs has sharply criticized Kenya for hosting the Rapid Support Forces RSF in Nairobi, where the RSF announced plans to form a parallel government. The Sudanese government accused Kenya of endorsing RSF's alleged crimes, including genocide and ethnic massacres, by allowing the event to occur on its soil and thereby violating Sudan's sovereignty. GOtv tells us more.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Sudan has responded to the recent declaration by the RSF, that is, Rapid Support Forces, to form a parallel government, in which took place in Nairobi, Kenya at KICC. In their response, Sudan accused the Kenyan government of endorsing and being complicit in the alleged crimes committed by the RSF in Sudan. Distinguished diplomats and citizens of Kenya have also voiced their concerns on social media regarding President William Ruto's diplomatic integrity, many arguing that their situation is escalating tensions between Kenya and other countries, especially Sudan, and is creating a diplomatic rift that may have dangerous consequences. In an official letter addressed to the Kenyan government, Sudan condemned the move, stating, and I quote, "Hosting leaders of the terrorist RSF militia and allowing them to conduct political and propaganda activities while they continue to perpetrate genocide, massacre civilians on an ethnic basis, attack IDP camps, and commit acts of rape, constitutes an endorsement of and complicity in these heinous crimes." Sudanese leadership, which is currently under the control of a military junta led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, called this move another act of hostility against Sudan's sovereignty. They suggested that Kenya should have adopted a more diplomatic stance, employing a neutral approach instead of hosting such declarations, Sudan further emphasized, stating, and I quote, "Equally, this action by the Kenyan government not only violates the principles of good neighborliness, but also contravenes the pledges Kenya has made at the highest levels not to allow hostile activities against Sudan to be carried out on its own soil. It is, therefore, tantamount to an act of hostility against the entire Sudanese population." Kenya has, however, now responded to these allegations through Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and a Ministry of Foreign Affairs, defending themselves by saying Kenya has committed to addressing the humanitarian crisis in Sudan, contributing $2 million to regional and global efforts already. Historically, Kenya has hosted refugees, including Sudanese civilians, in alignment with international obligations, with a strong track record of facilitating peace negotiations, such as the Machakos Protocol of the year 2002 that ended Sudan's civil war. Mudavadi saying that Kenya continues to offer a neutral ground for dialogue. The letter continued to note Kenya supports the need for a balance between security and a return to civilian rule in Sudan, aligning with the African Union stance on unconstitutional government changes. Kenya stands in solidarity with the Sudanese people in their pursuit of a peaceful future, ready to support efforts through regional frameworks like IGAD and the AU. Yesterday, the RSF gathered allied politicians and leaders of armed groups in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, where they announced to sign a charter to form a government of peace and unity. This would govern the territories under RSF control, effectively creating a parallel government in Sudan. Meanwhile, as these developments unfold, it has been reported that 200 more people have lost their lives in Sudan following an alleged attack by the Rapid Support Forces, RSF. GOtv, TV 47.